Dear Heavenly Father, Asna, Om, Archetype, Spirit Guides, Archangels, everybody that loves me, White Source Energy, Allah, Jesus, God. There's so many words, right? I want to talk about what I know in my soul is an ultimate truth, that language is the only thing separating us. What we're really talking about is the same vibration, that same connection. And I want to explain it, I think, in a really simple way, because I had this download, profound message come to me years ago when I started to digest this, and it was through fishing. So here I am fishing in Ontario, okay? And they catch a fish, which they call a pike. Now, this pike has a particular look. It's a shape, it's a color, it's a size, in essence. And so I learn about this pike fish. Away I go. Drive across Canada, leave everything, driving until I find what feels like home. You can look at that manifestation video. If you're not following me, you'll hear all those stories in my stuff. But the point is, here I am now, across Canada, in Alberta, and they're fishing. Okay, out comes a pike. I recognize this fish. I've seen this fish before. And they go, we got a jack. Okay, wait a minute. You called it what? It's called what? And so I'm like, but I call it, I've seen it before. It's called a pike. Is it not a pike? Well, they get so defensive, and it's like, what are you talking? Oh, you guys are so stupid over in Ontario. You don't know nothing. It's a pike. It's not a pike. It's a jack. Okay. But anyways, the point of the story is that I left there, and I'm sitting and I'm meditating that night, and I have this profound message come across me going, oh, this is exactly what has been separating us from everything that is God. Everything is God. God source energy is everything. It is in that fish. It's in this tree. It's in me. It's in you. It's in the wood. It's in the sky. It's in the stars. It's in the everything. And then I started to think, okay, well, wait a minute. It only makes sense if like everybody in different parts of the world have a different way of communicating, a different culture. Like Jesus, in essence, wouldn't necessarily be the right, stay with me, feel this, the right story to share at some other point of a place in the world. And what about like with the fish? Like, it's just the same thing. It's like, okay, so over here, the only way that it could kind of be recognized and resonated with and whatever, God found a way to communicate its source through whatever language was going to resonate with that individual, that culture, that environment. It's just a word. We're all talking about the same fish. You feel that? Do you feel that? We're talking about the same fish. Now, if you don't know who Bashar is, he's channeling. You got to go and watch the video on how he just talked about this same thing, but in a way more scientific way, in essence. But when I heard it, it just recalled everything in me, and I went, I've got to make a video about this and share what I think we all need to understand is that it's only society that kind of it's the masculine ego, defense, power, control, addiction, greed, that took over each of those like definitions in essence within each religion, that kind of made it so that it's like, stay here, only believe in this, focus on, and see how society is trying to do that across the board to separate us, isn't it? Black, white, Muslim, turn your back to any other human when we are one. Everything is one. And if we can let go of the separation that only comes from definition that you have to attach to, which please again watch my video, I think it's coming to this, that definition that we need to break free from the ego versus our spirit and our soul. Our ego is again something we were very much raised to honor, the masculine ego side. Who are you? Have an identity, have a role, have a definite, have something that, you know, is of value in script. But no. In spirit, you just know that there's no need to have I don't need my name. I don't need a title. I just know that I am one with everything that is, and that we are all one, that you're all my brothers and sisters. We're all family. We are the human race, which are a bunch of souls. We all came from the other side as a soul said, I'm going to come down and have a human experience. And remember, I think that this is the only purpose we have, is to remember. Only this is your purpose. Remember that you are that soul, that you are a divine print, and that you are a piece of all that is this godliness, this God source, this white light universal source power. There's no need to get defensive over the title or the way in which you describe this vibration, this connection. It's okay. Let's just stop judging. I don't care what anybody calls it. When I'm talking to someone, I kind of try to feel where they are in their attachment to the title or the word, and I'll use universe instead of God, or if somebody is very much like it has to be God, well, then I'll use the word God. But I know that no matter what word I'm using, I am trying my best to reference that same fish, that same feeling, that same source, that same connection, that same God that we all are a part of in this journey. We are one with it all if we can just let go of letting things separate us. Together is how we rise. If we all stopped having separation, I yearn, and I did go through, like, when I was quite young, I wanted to seek out all the different, I just was so attached to wanting to learn everybody's differences. I loved differences. So I went to, like, the Catholic Church, the Christian Church, the Born Again, the Lutheran, the Pentecostal, friends that were Satanists. I went and checked that out. I just was so curious. And I'll tell you, even as a child going through all of that and then getting into reading spiritual books and just constantly being curious George, I felt like I was feeling the same vibration in every culture, Muslim to all, like Jewish, all so touched my heart, filled my vibration. I could feel it. Then there was always a part of it that kind of led you into this context of, like, this is the only way. Turn your back. I don't want to turn my back on being curious, staying curious, because I think how cool is that if we could all just teach each other about the way in which we learned about our fish. Like, how did God come to you? Is really what we could say. We could literally say, like, well, how did God come and speak to you? Because in whatever way it was presented, again, no attachment to the language, the definitions, the titles, the context, if it worked for you, if it resonated, if you were able to feel that connection, that God source connection, that's what else matters. What else matters? That makes me so joyful to know that somebody has a connection to something, right? It's so important. It's so important because it truly is an authentic connection back to who you really are on the inside out. That God, that piece of God source. So you have a God source within you in your soul that came from the other side with a charted journey, and you just are supposed to follow it, your fingerprint, whatever that is to you. You're being guided to just follow this source energy. Like the wind flowing, you should be flowing, doing whatever it is that's calling you. Not feeling so pressured to follow the ego script that society has defined. Stay here and stay in this box and believe in only this, and don't open your mind or it's too scary and everything's a scam, and don't, but if you stay stuck and just on a death grip in one concept, it really leaves you no room to truly grow. But again, as long as you have some sense of connection, whatever that word is to you, honor it, love it, but don't be too quick to disregard any other explanation of the same source, the same God, the same connection. How else do I say it? Do you feel it? Do you feel it? High five. Much love and light to all of us as we rise and shine. What needs to fall away is our ego attachments, these definitions and these ways in which we look at the world and leave no room for growth and expansion when everything is so much more than meets the eye. Here's my most favorite thing that I love to say, and I truly believe. Here's what I know today until I learn something new tomorrow. We all don't know anything. We know what we think we know today until we learn something new tomorrow. But the only way that you can learn something new tomorrow is if what you know today you don't hang on to and go, that's it. No, don't try and tell me I got it. I got the black and white right here. Hey, careful. Then you're just turning off any opportunity to grow. And growing is so fun when you stay curious. And what else can I learn? And what other angle? And here's what I've learned by opening up as well. When you start getting into energy healing and you're learning about all those ancient concepts, but again, they don't want you to know about, right? It's just another way to feel God, another way to tap into that incredible feeling, that incredible power that we have within and around us. I hope that something that I've shared resonated. This was a really powerful message. I felt very inspired to just grab the camera and say this. Much love and light to all of us as we rise. I love you. Big heart hugs. Subscribe, leave a comment or a question, because this was a hot topic. I'm sure that can stir up some thoughts. And I'm curious. Share with me your perspective of your fish, of the way that God came to you, and let's maybe have a more general, open conversation about how it is that we're experiencing this connection. I love you. Much love.